Yo, what's up, everybody? It's King Joe the Outlaw. Today I'm gonna be talking about Operation Flavius. It was an SAS, British SAS Special Air Service operation involving the Irish Republican Army, where they shot three unarmed supposed Irish Republican Army members, Sean Savage, Daniel McCann, and most importantly, Myra Farrell. Yes, they were shot dead, and they were unarmed. They said they were reaching for a switch or a gun, but they were unarmed, and yes, they were shot dead. The witnesses seen them shooting Daniel McCann or Sean Savage. Daniel McCann, I think it was, they seen him shooting him several times while he was on the ground. Operation Flavius, also referred to as the Gibraltar Killings, was a military operation in which three members of the Provisional Irish Republican Army were controversially shot dead by the British Special Air Service SAS in Gibraltar on 6th of March 1988. The trio believed to be planning a car bomb attack on British military personnel in Gibraltar. They were shot dead while leaving the territory, having parked the car. All three were found to be unarmed, and no bomb was discovered in the car, leading to accusations that the British government had conspired to murder them. Yes. An inquest in Gibraltar ruled that the authorities had acted lawfully. Yeah, right. But the European Court of Human Rights held that although there had been no conspiracy, the planning and control of the operation was so flawed as to make the use of lethal force almost inevitable. The deaths were the first in a chain of violent events in a 14-day period. The IRA got a get back. Don't watch that. They got a get back. And Michael Stone attacked the funeral and all that. That was barbaric, man. He should never been let out of prison. The guy was a psychopath, like an animal sociopath. Violent events, 14-day period. On 16th of March, the funeral of 3 IRA members were attacked, leaving 3 mourners dead at the funeral of 1. 2 British soldiers were killed after driving into possession in error. They were driving a car. They drove into the big crowd of mourners walking away, and they got jumped on by the proper IRA, like IRA triggermen, and they got took away in a taxi. And they got unalived, and left under a bridge, so that was that. So in late 1987, British authorities became aware of an IRA plan to detonate a bomb outside the governor's residence in Gibraltar. On the day of the shootings, known IRA member Sean Savage was seen parking a car near the assembly area of the parade. Fellow members Daniel McCann and Myra Farrell were seen crossing the border shortly afterwards as SAS personnel moved to intercept the three. Savage split from McCann and Farrell and ran south. 2 soldiers pursued Savage, while 2 others approached McCann and Farrell. The soldiers reported seeing the IRA members make threatening movements, like putting their hands in the air, and laying down on the ground. That's threatening. The soldiers reported seeing them make threatening when charging, so the soldiers shot them multiple times. All 3 were found to be unarmed, and Savage's car did not contain a bomb. The second car containing explosives was later found in Spain 2 months after the shootings. Come on, man. As a conspiracy at the highest level. The documentary Death on the Rock was broadcast on British Telecom. I'd tell you to go and watch it, man, but the BBC's biased. Using reconstructions and eyewitness accounts, it presented the possibility that the 3 IRA members had been unlawfully killed. They were unlawfully killed. You know what I mean? Like I said, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. The inquest into the deaths began in September 1988. The authorities stated that the IRA team had been tracked to Malaga, while they were lost by the Spanish police. and the three did not re-emerge until Savage was seen parking his car in Gibraltar. The soldiers testified that they believed suspected bombers had been reaching for weapons or a remote detonator. Several eyewitnesses recalled seeing the three shot without warning with their hands up or while they were on the ground. One witness was told death on the rock. He saw a soldier fire at Savage repeatedly while he was on the ground, retracted his statement at the inquest because he was going on from to the largely vindicated that the inquest returned a verdict of lawful killing. Dissatisfied, the families took the case to the European Court of Human Rights. Deliberately in judgment in 1995, the court found that the operation had been in violation of Article 2 of the European Convention on Human Rights, as the authorities failed to arrest the suspects at the border, combined with the information given to the soldiers, rendered the use of lethal force almost inevitable. Yeah, why didn't they arrest them at the border when they could have? The decision is cited as a landmark case and used but of force of the state. Background: the Provisional Irish Republican Army aimed to establish a united Ireland and ended the British rule administration of Northern Ireland through the use of force, and they done it as well. The organisation was the result of a 1969 split in the IRA, Irish Republican Army. The other group, the official IRA, ceased paramilitary activity in the 1970s. The IRA killed civilians, members of the armed forces, police, judiciary, and prison service, including off-duty and retired members, and bombed businesses. They killed prison officers because the prison officers were sexually, physically, and mentally abusing the hunger strikers and other prisoners, like women and men. Like stuff I can't even say on here. If you want, you got to read up about it. Wearing rubber gloves, using them in one orifice and then putting them in another orifice. Like, you get what I mean? So yeah, both in Northern Ireland and England with the aim of making Northern Ireland ungovernable. Daniel McCann, Sean Savage and Michael Farrell were, according to the journalist Brendan O'Brien, three of the IRA most senior activists. Savage was an explosive expert and McCann was a high-ranking intelligence operative. Both McCann and Farrell had previously served prison sentences for offences relating to explosives. The Special Air Service is part of the United Kingdom's Special Forces, the best of the best. Yes, they train SEAL Team 6. The SEAL teams get trained by the SAS. The SAS was first assigned to operations in Northern Ireland in the early stages of the British Army's deployment there, but were confined to South Armagh, Bandit Country. More widespread deployment of the SAS began in 1976 when D Squadron was committed. The SAS specialised in covert intelligence-based operations against the IRA, using more aggressive tactics than regular army and police units. From the late 1987, the British authorities were well aware that the IRA was planning an attack in Gibraltar. The intelligence appeared to be confirmed in November 1987 when several known IRA members were detected travelling from Belfast to Spain under false identities. MI5, the British Security Service, and the Spanish authorities became aware that an IRA active service unit was operating from the Costa del Sol, and the members of the unit were placed under surveillance after a known IRA member was cited at the changing of the guard ceremony at the convent, the governor's residence in Gibraltar. The authorities suspected that the IRA was planning to attack the British soldiers with a car bomb as they assembled for the ceremony in a nearby car park. In an attempt to confirm the IRA's intended target, the government of Gibraltar suspended the ceremony in December 1987, citing a need to repaint the guardhouse. They believed their suspicions were confirmed when the IRA member reappeared at the ceremony in February 1988. In the following week, Savage, McCann and Farrell travelled to Malaga, along the coast from Gibraltar, where they each rented a car. Their activities were monitored, and by early March, the British authorities were convinced that an attack was imminent. A team from the SAS was dispatched to the territory, apparently with the personal approval of the British Prime Minister Maggie Thatcher, the witch. Before the operation, the SAS practiced the arrest techniques while the Gibraltar authorities searched for a suitable place to hold the would-be bombers after their arrest. Set up. The plan was that the SAS would shoot them dead, would assist the Gibraltar police in arresting the IRA members. So why did they shoot them dead? Identified by MI5 officers who had been in Gibraltar for several weeks. If they were seen parked the car in Gibraltar and then attempting to leave the territory. If they were seen. According to the official account of the operation, Savage entered Gibraltar undetected on 6th of March 88 in a white Renault 5. An MI5 officer recognised him and he was followed, but he was not positively identified for almost an hour, by which time it was a changing of the guard. At 14:30, McCann and Farrell would observe crossing the frontier from Spain and would also followed. They met Savage in the car park around 14:50, and a few minutes later they began walking through the town. After the three left the car park, Soldier G, a bomb disposal expert, examined Savage's car and reported that the vehicle should be treated as a possible car bomb. Soldier G's suspicion was conveyed as certainty to four SAS troopers, soldiers A, B, C, and D. Gibraltar Police Commissioner Joseph Canepa handed control of the operation to Soldier F, the senior SAS officer, at 15:40. 2 minutes later, the SAS moved to intercept the IRA operatives as they walked north from Winston Churchill Avenue towards the Spanish border. As the soldiers approached, the suspects appeared to realise they were being followed. Savage split from the group and began heading south, brushing against Soldier as he did so. A and B stayed with McCann and Farrell, and Soldiers C and D followed Savage. At the same time as the police handed control over to the SAS, they began making arrangements for the IRA members once they were in custody and couldn't find a police vehicle in which to transport the prisoners. A patrol car containing Inspector Luis Revargoletti and 3 other uniformed officers, apparently on routine patrol and with no knowledge of Operation Flavius, was ordered to return to police headquarters as a matter of urgency. The police car was stuck in heavy traffic, travelling north on Smith Dorian Avenue, close to the roundabout where it meets Winston Churchill Avenue. The official account states that at this point, Revargoletti's driver activated the siren on the police car to expedite the journey, intending to approach the roundabout from the wrong side of the road and turn the vehicle around. The siren apparently started McCann and Farrell just as Soldier and B were about to challenge him outside the petrol station on Winston Churchill Avenue. Soldier A stated at the inquest that Farrell looked back at him and appeared to realise who A was. A testified that he was drawing his pistol intended to shoot a challenge to her, but events overtook the warning that McCann's right arm moved aggressively across the front of his body, leading her to believe that McCann was reaching for a remote detonator. A shot McCann once in the back. He told the inquest he believed Farrell then reached for her handbag. He believed Farrell may also have been reaching for a remote detonator. He shot Farrell once in the back. Before returning to McCann, he shot McCann a further 3 times, once in the body, twice in the head. Shoulder B testified that he reached a similar conclusion to A, and shot Farrell twice, then McCann once or twice, then returned to Farrell, shooting her for the 3 times. Bloody hell. The soldiers C&D testified at the inquest that they were moving to apprehend Savage, who was by around 300 metres south of the petrol station. As gunfire began behind them. Soldier C testified that Savage turned around while simultaneously reaching towards his jacket pocket. At the same time as C shouted stop, C stated that believed Savage was reaching for a remote detonator. Over the same story. How many detonators? They got 3 detonators, 1 each. Like that don't make sense. All 3 IRA members died. One of the soldiers' bullets flew to pass through Farrell, grazed the passerby. Immediately after the shooting, the soldiers donned berets to identify themselves. Gibraltar police officers, including Inspector Ravagletti and his men, began to arrive at the scene almost immediately. They weren't even there. At 16:05, 25 minutes after assuming control, the SAS commander handed control of the operation back to the Gibraltar police in a document stating a military assault force completed the military operation in respect to the terrorist ASU in Gibraltar and returned control to the civil power. Soldiers and police officers evacuated buildings in the vicinity of the convent, and bomb disposal experts were brought in 4 hours later. The authorities announced that a car bomb had been defused. The SAS personnel left Gibraltar by military aircraft the same day. See, that was all a lie. That was all a lie. 4 hours later, it was 4 months later. When the bodies were searched, a set of car keys were found on Farrell. Spanish and British authorities conducted inquiries to trace the vehicle, which 2 days after the shooting led them to a red Ford Fiesta in a car park in Marbella, 50 miles away from Gibraltar. The car contains a large quantity of Semtex surrounded by 200 rounds of ammunition, along with 4 detonators and 2 timers. Alright, that's like, trust that to happen, you know what I mean? Like, everything they needed was there. Like, all detonators, like, they only need 1 detonator. Within minutes, the British MOD said in a press release that a suspected car bomb has been found in Gibraltar and 3 suspects have been shot dead. The civilian police that evening, both the BBC and the ITN, reported that the IRA team had been involved in a shootout with the authorities. The following morning, BBC Radio 4 reported that the alleged bomb was packed with bits of metal and shrapnel. Later carried a statement from Ian Stewart, Minister of State for the Armed Forces, that military personnel were involved. The car bomb was found, which had been defused. All 11 British daily newspapers reported the alleged finding of the car bomb, of which 8 quoted at a size of 500 pounds. That's massive. The bomb, 230 kilograms, 230 keys. The IRA issued a statement later on 7 March to the effect that McCann, Savage and Farrell were on active salvage in Gibraltar and had access to and control of 140 pounds, 64 kilograms of Semtex. According to one case study of the incident, it provided an opportunity to examine the ideological functioning of the news media and the troubles. The British broadsheet newspaper all exhibited what the authors called ideological closure by marginalising the IRA and extolling the SAS. Several papers focused on the size of the alleged bomb and the devastation it could have caused without questions. The government's version of events at 15:30 GMT on 7th of March. The Foreign Secretary, Sir Geoffrey Howe, made a statement to the House of Commons. Just a quick one. I'm going to make another video about Mad Dog. Vincent Mad Dog Cole. Mad Dog anyway, like, he was Ulster Freedom Fighter, a UDF and all that. I'm going to get into that, but they was working in collusion with the Secret Service, like Special Forces, over there to kill Catholics and IRA members, but innocent Catholics as well. I'm going to skip through press coverage in the following days after her statement that no bomb had been found, so it was a lie. continued to focus on the act plan by the IRA. Several newspapers reported the search for a fourth member of the team. Reports of the Supreme Department and Marbella appealed to vindicate the government's virtual events and justify the killings, but it was a lie. Several MPs made statements critical of the operation, while a group of Labour MPs tabled a condemnatory motion. Aftermath. The IRA notified the McCann, Savage and Farrell families of the deaths on the evening of 6th of March, and the following day publicly announced that they were members of the IRA. A senior member of Sinn Féin, Joe Austin, was tasked with recovering the bodies. On 9th of March, Terence Farrell, Farrell's brother, travelled to Gibraltar to identify the bodies. Austin negotiated the charter aircraft to collect the corpses from Gibraltar and fly them to Dublin on 14th of March. In 2017, it emerged that Charles Hoy had secretly requested that the Royal Air Force fly the bodies directly to Belfast, bypassing the Republic of which he was Taoiseach. The commander. 2,000 people waited to meet the coffins in Dublin, but were then driven north to Belfast. At the border, the Northern Irish authorities met the procession with a large number of police and military vehicles, insisted on intervals between the hearses, causing tension between police and members of the procession, leading to accusations that the police rammed some Savage's house. That's evil, man. The animosity continued until the procession split to allow the houses to travel to respective family homes. British soldiers and police flooded the neighbourhoods. They tried to prevent public displays of sympathy or rioting for the dead. Later that evening, a local IRA member, Kevin McCracken, was shot in the leg and then beaten to death by a group of soldiers he had been tempted to shoot at. The joint funeral of McCann, Farrell and Savage took place on 16th of March at Motown Cemetery in Belfast. The Royal Ulster Constabulary agreed to maintain a minimal presence at the funeral in exchange for guarantees from the family that there would be no salute by masked gunmen. This agreement was leaked to Michael Stone, who described himself as a freelance loyalist and a certified sociopath. During the burial, Stone threw grenades into the crowd. While they were at a funeral, all packed together, he threw grenades into the crowd. Stone continued shooting and throwing grenades at his pursuers, killing 3 of them. He was eventually captured after being chased onto the road, and pursuers beat him nearly to death until the RUC arrived to exact and arrest him. The funeral of Colin McBride, Kevin Brady, the third and last of the Motown attack victims to be buried, was scheduled on the 19th of March. As his cortege proceeded along Anderston Road, a car driven by 2 undercover British Army corporals, David Howes and Derek Wood, sped past stewards and drove into the path of the cortege. The corporals attempted to reverse or blocked in, and a hostile crowd surrounded the car. As members of the crowd began to break into the vehicle, one of the corporals drew a weapon and fired a pistol, which momentarily subdued the crowd before both men were dragged from the car, beaten and disarmed. A local precinct had been to stop the beating but was pulled away when a military identity card was found, raising speculation that the corporals were SAS members, which they were. The 2 were bundled into a taxi driven to waste ground by IRA members. One of the guys in the taxi was a savage. When they came with him, they noticed bye-bye. Beaten further, 6 men were seen leaving the vehicle. Another IRA man arrived with a pistol taken from one of the soldiers, with which he repeatedly shot the corporals before handing the weapon to another man, who shot the corporals' bodies multiple times. Margaret Thatcher described the corporals' killings as the single most horrific event in Northern Ireland during her premiership. The corporal shooting sparked the largest criminal investigation in Northern Ireland history, which created fresh tensions in Belfast as Republicans saw what they believed was a display in the efforts of the RUC expended in investigating the corporal's murders compared with those of the Republican civilians. Over 4 years, more than 200 people were arrested in connection with the killings, of whom 41 were charged with a variety of offences. The first of the so-named casement trials concluded quickly. 2 men found guilty of murder and given sentences of life in the face of the overwhelming evidence of the trials that followed. Many proved much more controversial. Death on the Rock. On 28th of April 1988, almost 2 months after the Gibraltar shootings, ITV broadcast an episode of Current Affairs series this week titled Death on the Rock. This week sent 3 journalists to investigate the circumstances surrounding the shootings in Spain and Gibraltar, using eyewitness accounts with the cooperation of the Spanish authorities. The documentary reconstructs the events leading up to the shootings of the Spanish police system, mounted against the IRA members in the weeks before 6th of March. The journalists hired a helicopter to film the route and Gibraltar located several new eyewitnesses to the shootings, who each said they had seen McCann, Savage and Farrell shot without warning or shot after they had fallen to the ground. Most agreed to be filmed and provided signed statements. One witness, Kenneth Asquez, provided 2 near-identical statements, though intermediaries but refused to meet with the journalist or sign either statement. The journalist eventually incorporated his account of seeing Savage shot while on the ground into the program. For technical advice, the journalist engaged Lieutenant Colonel George Stiles, a retired British Army officer regarded as an expert in explosives and ballistics. Stiles believed that it would have been obvious to the authorities that Savage's car did not contain a bomb, as the weight would have been evident on the vehicle's springs. He also believed that a remote detonator could not have reached the car park from the scenes of the shootings, given the number of buildings and other obstacles between the locations. It needs to have a signal. The government refused to comment on the shootings until the inquest. So the documentary concluded by putting the evidence to a leading human rights lawyer, who opined that a judicial inquiry was necessary, establishing the facts on the shooting. 2 days before the program was scheduled for broadcast, so Jeffrey Howe telephoned the chairman of the Independent Broadcasting Authority to request the authority delay the broadcast until after the inquest, on the grounds that it risks prejudicing the prosecution. After viewing the program and taking legal advice, the IBA decided on the morning of 28th of April that Death on the Rock should be broadcast as scheduled. Howe made further representation that the documentary had been in contempt of the inquest, but the IBA upheld its decision. The program was broadcast at 9 p.m. 28th of April and attracted considerable controversy. Try and watch it, Death on the Rock. Inquest. There was a long delay between the shootings and the setting of a date for the inquest. The usual method for investigating sudden or confidential deaths in parts of the United Kingdom and the territory. 8 weeks after the shootings, the coroner, Felix Pizzarello, announced that the inquest would begin on 27th of June 1988. 2 weeks later, a note of Pizzarello, Margaret Thatcher, press secretary, announced that the inquest had been indefinitely postponed. The inquest began on 6th of September. Pizzarello presided over the proceedings, while 11 jurors evaluated the evidence. Representing the Gibraltar government was Eric Thistlethwaite, the Gibraltar Attorney General. The interested parties were represented by John Laws QC for the British government, Michael Hutter for the SAS personnel, and Patrick McGorry for the families of McCann, Farrell and Savage. Inquests are non-adversarial proceedings aimed at investigating the circumstances of a death. The investigation is conducted by the coroner, where the representatives of interested parties can cross-examine witnesses. Where the death occurred through the deliberate action of another person, the jury can return a verdict of lawful killing, unlawful killing, or an open verdict. Through inquest cannot appropriate blame. In case of a verdict of unlawful killing, the authorities will consider whether any prosecution should be brought. The soldiers and MI5 officers gave their evidence anonymously from behind the screen. As the inquest began, observers including Amnesty International expressed concern that McGrory was at a disadvantage as all the other lawyers were privy to the evidence of the SAS and MI5 personnel before it was given. The cost of the transcript for each day's proceeding was increased tenfold. The day before the inquest began, the inquest held from 79 witnesses, including police, MI5, and SAS soldiers, as well as technical expert and eyewitnesses. It concluded an unlawful killing, he concluded. So, yeah, it was unlawful, man. They were unarmed, they said they found a bomb 4 months later. Do you know what I mean? They said, oh, they thought it was all, they were shooting them while they were on the ground with their hands in the air. Do you know what I mean? Like, lying down on the ground, hands in the air, they were shooting them, they shot them multiple times. Twice in the head, but more times in the body, and were still shooting them. They were shot multiple times, all of them. So yeah, it was a cover-up of the highest order, man. From the highest people can think of. It was a cover-up, and it was disgusting. Like, rest in peace, man, to all 3 of them who died, and anybody else hurt through all the troubles together. Like, everybody, no one's deserved to die, whether it's on the Catholic side or the Protestant side, it doesn't matter. Like, none of it should have happened. Yeah, I hope you like this video. It's the first one I've done with pictures, man, so I stepped up my game a bit, so I'll try to short it out. So yeah, peace, love and respect from King Jock the Outlaw. Peace out, and please like, share and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you very much, bye.